for those who keep tabs of our channel, the video before this one was posted, we just ran to Montana and got my wife a used Sequoia. So we got something new. We'd previously gone to Montana to get a YZ85 for Liam. But the nice thing is about our channel is, you know, we kind of got the whole family on here. We see what everybody's doing. And well, we did it again. So my dad recently, after selling his CRF250L, he realized he missed having one. So he got another one, but not quite. Instead, he picked up a 250L Rally. Previously on his 250L, he had gotten that brand new 2017 from Westside Motorsports here in Spokane, Washington. And we loved that bike. But what happened with that is it didn't quite have the power he was hoping for. And he picked up a CRF230, which was phenomenal off-road. So he thoroughly enjoyed it. And then we were on vacation and it's covered up here. But he found a Harley Sportster 1200, which has plenty of power. So he got that, thought he was good. Well, then if you follow the channel, we did 2 trips up to the Priest Lake, Idaho area last year, rode the dual sports in the woods. He came with his 230, but that's not street legal, at least not yet, and he missed that. And so what happened was, short story, this is what happened. If anybody's been shopping for a motorcycle or anything since, you know, the whole COVID thing started, productions have been slowed. There's not as many for sale. And for both cars and motorcycles across the board, used prices are pretty much up. So when he started looking, it was a little disappointing because it's like, wow, did we make a huge mistake? Did we make a big mistake selling that? Because he sold that bike before the prices jumped. So he sold that bike for $4,200 with about 1,100 miles on it. Granted, we got the bike for $4,200 before freight and setup. So at the time it felt okay. But then when we saw prices skyrocket, people were asking $5K plus for a used 250. It was like, wow, that kind of sucks. So then he sent me a text and said, hey, I found this 250L at a local dealer. This was Coeur d'Alene Power Sports. And he's like, what do you think? And I looked at it and I was looking across the bike. It had a bunch of mods to it, only had 500 miles, and it was only 600 more than he sold it for. They wanted 4,800. And I was like, if you want one, go get it. Don't hesitate. If you want to replace your 250, go get this one. So what I want to do today is kind of just do a quick highlight. What's different about the Rally versus the L? And what features does this one have that the previous owner did? I would take it for a ride, but this is not riding weather that I'm interested in riding in, especially since it's just a little above freezing. The snow and ice on the roads are just compacting down. That's horrible to ride on. So the biggest thing with the Rally is obviously the look. So when you look at this right away, bam, it just hits you. You've got a different color theme going on, and we have a true fashioned Rally kit. So you've got the body paneling that goes all the way around. It's got a skid plate on the bottom that the 250L didn't have. And the other thing that's nice on here is whether you like or don't like the looks of it, he's also got an LED headlight on here, which we'll get to kind of test later this year and see how bright it is. So then from a functional standpoint, it's still weird to me because of this stack. It doesn't move when you move the handlebars. That's a little interesting to me. But what I like about this, very typical Honda quality, as you can see this bar down here, this bar comes up and you've got the mount and it's way overbuilt, but you've got this solid bar up here holding the windshield. And what that's going to do is windshield's not going to be flopping everywhere at speed. I'm a big fan of John T. Young's channel and was actually looking just to see if I'd want to put a windshield on my 450L. I don't think I do, but I was watching his channel and he put one on and it was fine, but it was moving a lot in the wind. So with this overbuilt tower, that's not going to happen. And the other nice thing is too, coming from the factory, the wiring on here, this wiring is really clean. I don't feel like anything on here is excessive at all. On one of the last videos we did with my bike, we put a new rack on the back so I could carry some fuel. Well, this bike has a bigger gas tank, 2.7 versus the 250's 2.1. So you got 0.6 gallons advantage right there. The seat height is 0.8 inches higher off the ground because the suspension is taller in the front and rear, so you have more ground clearance on here. You also have handguards from the factory, and the final visual touch is you have black wheels instead of the standard silver. So it's kind of one of those things, if you like the Rally, a lot of people do, it's worth doing. Sticker to sticker, in 2017, the Rally cost $750 more than a standard 250L. So when I was doing the math of what he sold, so he sold his 2017 with 1,100 miles on it for $4,200, and this bike had 500 miles on it for $4,800. So only a $600 difference, 600 less miles than he used to have before, and considering sticker to sticker was $750 more, it's like, buy it. Just get it. If you want it, absolutely buy it. Now also on here, when I was looking at it, On the pictures, I could see, okay, you put a tush shifter on there, that's about a 20 bucks. I don't know what sprocket cover that is, so let's just say that was, you know, anywhere from 30 to 50 bucks. But I also noticed on here, we had different sprocket, Vortex, and he put a different chain on here. That's a few bucks. I believe the front sprocket is still a 14, and the rear, the previous owner took it from 40 to 42. But the other thing I noticed, looking at the pictures online, 12 o'clock labs. So we did that too, and I know the 12 o'clock lab speedometer adjuster is like 75, 80 bucks. So the previous owner, when he changed the gearing, he changed the computer to go with it too. So he actually put quite a bit of change on here before he sold it. So when he sold his 250L, he had done the same thing, different sprockets chain and the 12 o'clock labs. And I was a little sad to see that go. You know, we got it back. we didn't lose anything. Oh, and the other thing you can see right here too, look, the frame's black. Blends right into the body paneling. Okay, so anyways, I just wanted to give you guys a quick preview of what we got /new into the family here. So we've got a bike, we're gonna be able to put some rides on it this year, and I'll be able to get on it and kind of give you guys a better comparison of, you know, 250L versus 250L Rally and see what you think. So before we go, and maybe you guys are already ready to type it in the comments, you might be thinking, why didn't he get a 300L? You know, those are coming out here soon. Wouldn't you want a 300L or a 300L Rally? And, you know, yes, it would be nice to have. I'm expecting a little bit more torque out of that motor. Probably not, even though the horsepower numbers are out, it's not so much the horsepower. A little more lower end grunt would be nice. But when you factor in freight and setup, which that keeps going up, and the higher MSRP prices, the fact that they're not even available right now, you really got to kind of look at it and say, oh, he probably would have been into that, into the sixes. So is that little bit of horsepower and torque worth a couple grand? And I don't think it was, not for this having only 500 miles on it. Now we are probably on this one going to modify the exhaust and put, I believe it's the EJK tuner on it. So we are going to be doing some more stuff to this than we did to the last one. So we'll gain some horsepower there, dollar for dollar, a lot cheaper than we would have by getting a 300. So anyways, that's it. That's the new toy. We look forward to using it and sharing it with you guys. So if you've got a Rally and enjoy it, let us know in the comments. Otherwise, thanks for watching and keep riding.